Oh no, okay, we are now going to talk about Mashiach. Everything that we've said till now is huge and it's important and it's literally life itself and how to deal with life. Now we're going to talk about what is coming, the coming of the Mashiach. And knowing that the world is going to get better, just one fine day, God will flip a switch, just like the Jews were in Egypt, 210 years of hell. And then one fine day, it all changed. The revelation of God himself, the world as it was meant to be. Now, there's a pre-Mashiach stage, there's a Mashiach stage, and there's a post-Mashiach stage. We needed all these stages. The pre-Mashiach stage is, of course, the stage of what we're doing now, which is learning. If God did not make the world of darkness, which darkness means concealment, concealing himself, we would not be able to discover because it would be in front of our faces. They say, who loves a parent more? The child that grew up with the parent or the orphan? That orphan, his whole life was thinking about his father. His bond comes from such a yearning. It's like the rubber band. The further back you pull, the further forward it will go. And so too, we all have this great yearning for God, particularly if we were secular. I went through a secular period and the world is empty and lonely and meaningless. And then suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I found the truth. And that's what God was waiting for. As the Alter Rebbe says, Tama Amiti, the true reason for the world is the Baal Tshuva, the transformation of darkness to light. So let me tell you what's going to happen when Mashiach comes, and I'm going to give you a meditation. First of all, let's just focus on an amazing truth, which is that the times of Mashiach have already begun. There are a couple of things that are happening in the world that are proof that the times of Mashiach have begun. The first thing is that the Jewish people are back in Israel. This is an ancient prophecy. It never happened to any nation in all of history that left its ancient homeland and came back 2,000 years later. Doesn't even begin to happen. And so this is a proof that the Bible is true. God said, I will put you into Israel, I will kind of kick you out, and I'll bring you back. We see that we are living in miraculous times as we speak. The fact that I'm broadcasting from Israel, and Israel was under Gentile hands for thousands of years, this is a miracle. The second thing is that there is peace, basically. I know people think that the world is chaos, but relatively speaking, there were never 40 years in human history that the two superpowers were not literally clashing. In the last 85 years that has, or I should say 80 years since 1945, that has not occurred. We are in the most peaceful time, double the peaceful time of all of human history. And there's a lot of collaboration going on in the world. As I've mentioned before, my friend Yossi Malinsky, a bright guy, says, listen, the very fact that you can go and just go into someone's house and they're like, yeah, sure, come into my house. Airbnb, maybe you have to pay them something, but they're not afraid that you're going to steal everything. This is amazing stuff. These are miracles in our times. So let me tell you a little bit what's going to happen when Mashiach comes. The first miracle that's going to occur is going to be the resurrection of the dead. All the Jewish dead will come back to life. In fact, there was a Roman emperor who once told the rabbi, he says, Rabbi, that's crazy. So the rabbi said a very good point. He said, if God can make you out of nothing, there was a time you really didn't exist, then how much more so something? And we say that there's a little bone in the back of the neck called the luz bone that's indestructible, and they actually tried it. They tried to burn it and smash it. It was indestructible. And in fact, I heard from a Holocaust survivor, even in the crematoriums, which they would unfortunately burn the bodies at very high temperatures, there was always a little stone. In other words, today we understand, and the rabbis actually said, these were great sages, that God will take that little bone and turn it into a dough and reconstruct the body. Today we understand with DNA that you, as long as you have one strand of your DNA, your body is complete. You just have to reconstruct it from there. So it's really quite amazing and miraculous that we are literally going to live forever, because once Mashiach comes, we live forever. The good Gentiles that adopt the 7 Noahide laws, 7 laws God gave, I'm not going to go into it, you can study it on your own, but they also receive the world to come in resurrection. The second thing that will happen is that clouds are going to come down and they're going to magically transport the Jewish people, their homes, their businesses to Israel, and Israel will receive. It says Israel is like a land of a tzvi. The deer skin can stretch. It will stretch. It will make space for all the Jews of all of history. I don't know how many that is in total. Maybe, I'm going to guess, I don't know, somewhere between 100 to 500 million people. There will be space for every single Jew. In fact, there's a tradition that when the 10 tribes were exiled, they went behind this river called the Sambatyon that throws up rocks every day besides the Sabbath. And they actually are a tribe somewhere that people are not aware of, and they too will come back. That's another 100 million or so. So we're going to have a beautiful world, unbelievable world. And that's really why this process of the world is the way it is, because now is a time of growth. When Mashiach comes, it's a time of revelation. God will have revealed that he is God, and it will be on camera. And then finally, the third temple, the third Beis HaMikdash will come down from the sky, will come onto the Temple Mount. And it will be clear to the whole world that the Jewish religion is correct. And it doesn't throw everybody else under the bus, because God has a place, the 7 Noahide laws, for everybody. But there is a difference between the Jew and the Gentile, different missions, different roles to play. And this will be a time, and again, amazing sign, where so many Gentiles, hundreds of millions, if not billions of Gentiles, are really revering the Jewish people. The Jewish people are the most respected people in the world, because they see, wow, this is a great nation. They're living kindly, gently, in a good way. So everybody will see clearly at that time that the Jews were right, and they will come to the temple. The temple will be the focal point for the entire world. Everybody will be praising God. Everybody will be learning more. Really, God has an amazing, amazing future ahead of us. So try to switch off the media. Try to switch on Mashiach. I have a beautiful book called Live Redeemed. I think you can get it on Amazon or meaningfulbooks.org. Get with the Mashiach program. Let's do a meditation. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Breathe in God and let go of all your anxieties and fears and depressions. And breathe in truth and love. And breathe out negativity and hate. And breathe in the future, a future of hope and positivity. And let go of your fears and anxieties. And now let's imagine that we're in the moment that Mashiach has come. A big shofar blast is heard. And suddenly the media is reporting, we see people coming out of the graves, first from the Mount of Olives. And it's just a miracle. It's like millions and millions and millions of Jews and Gentiles. We see clouds coming down and bringing the Jewish people. You step into the cloud and it lands you in a beautiful plot of land, beautiful home, beautiful everything. And then we see the third temple come down. And then Jerusalem will be a metropolis of synagogues. All the synagogues will be around the temple. And all the different rabbis that are teaching will be there. It will be amazing. You'll see Moses, you'll see Abraham, you'll see the Rebbe, you'll see everybody. It will be a time of great, great, infinite joy. And our job, every generation has a mission. The mission of our generation is to bring Mashiach. So our job is to manifest the coming of the Mashiach by believing it, by living it, by doing everything we can to bring it closer. Thank you.